All right, today I'm here with my boy Jordan. Jordan, how you doing, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good, Mr. J. How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. Just working, trying to make my way. So, what you been up to, man? I see you got the photography down right now. You're doing a lot of different things with that. Tell us about what you got going on right now.
So right now, I'm working at a photography printing place. I'm the
Hmm.
canvas manager, supervisor. At the place, basically, we make anything books, photo albums, canvases, acrylic, like anything photo related. We basically do that. But
Yeah,
for me personally, I'm really ready to leave because I've been there for about 2 years, about to go on three. And I
yeah,
really just want to focus full time on photography, videography, just like my art in general. Like, I really just want to focus.
yeah.
So,
So,
yeah.
when did you begin knowing that's what you wanted to do? Like you wanted to be a part of photography, you wanted to find different landscapes and different people to, take pictures of different landscapes, take picture of. What exactly made you want to do that? What made you go after that? What motivated you?
Um, Personally, I feel like I've always been that person. Especially, we went to the same high school, so
Yeah,
at any parties or like any event, usually I would take pictures, I would take
yeah.
videos, and everyone would like hit me up after like, "Yo, can you send me the photos? Can you send me the videos?" And I
I
would,
remember we were at a pool party and I just got
mm,
my back tattoo done.
bro,
You're like, bro, let
yes,
me get some flicks of the tattoo. I remember that. Yeah,
yes, bro. Yo, those photos are so fire too. I still
yeah,
have them to this day. They're amazing. But yeah, I feel like that was one thing. I don't know. I've really always loved photos. As a child, I really didn't have a lot of photos and videos of me, and I've always
yeah,
seen other people with that, and I'm like, yo, like, I always wanted that. I really wanted those pictures and videos for myself, but I've
yeah.
never had them. So for me, I forgot when it was truly. I think it was right before my senior year ended. Me and Gabe, I don't know if you remember Gabe
I remember
Hawkins.
he works at Soleil
Yeah.
now downtown
I,
Augusta. Yeah, I know
yeah,
Gabe. Yeah,
exactly. Me and him, he was one of my best friends, still is one of my best friends to this day. And he was getting a haircut from, I think it was a dude in your class. I don't know if you knew him personally. His name was Danny, who cut hair.
damn.
Um,
I know a lot of people. JK's cutting hair now.
hmm
PJ, they're all cutting hair now. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm trying to remember that name, brother. I don't remember the name Danny.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He was just getting his haircut one day, and usually me, I'm going to a regular salon, a regular barbershop,
Yeah,
and he pulls up to Danny's house and goes in his garage, and Danny has like a great setup, his barber stuff, everything is clean cut. I'm like, yo, like this is legit. Like
yeah,
he's really trying to become an entrepreneur. He's really trying to perfect his craft, and not he's not being funded by like let's say a barbershop or anything. Like
yeah.
he's doing it like he's down to earth. So from that point, I don't know, something in my head just kind of clicked, and it was like, yo, like I asked Gabe after the haircut. I was like, bro, like you already know how much I love photography, how much I love to take the photos and videos at parties and like just anytime really. And I was just like, yo, should I get a camera? Because even before that, I was talking with oh my gosh, he was one of the great. He's still one of the great photographers. Justin, you remember Justin? I know you
Justin,
remember
he's
Justin.
good.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been trying to work with him, get him on the pod.
hmm
It hasn't really worked how it's supposed to, just with scheduling issues and whatnot.
Yeah.
But he'll be on here too. Yeah, Justin does good work. He took a lot of my
hmm
pictures back in the day, and they always turned out well. And
Always.
he always gave me more than I was supposed to get when it came to pictures. He always took care of me on that. So yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Justin. But yeah, man, keep going for sure.
Yeah. Shout out Justin for real. Like I remember me and him, we used to chop it up sometimes, and I would just tell him like, bro, like I've always wanted to what is it called, be a photographer and things like this before you even were doing your thing and going
Yeah,
crazy in Augusta, in North Carolina where I used to live before Augusta. That's one thing that I wanted to do as well. So he was someone who was close to me that was already doing that, that I could just talk to and like pick his brain a little bit and be like, bro, like you know what kind of camera do you use? Like, how do you shoot this? How do you do that? X, Y, and Z. Like, so from that point, at that haircut, after that haircut, I was like, I just asked Gabe, like, yo, should I get a camera? And he was like, nah, you really should, because, you always take the photos, you always take the videos, so why not get a camera? Why not,
Yeah,
do that? And, I've always loved art, I've always loved music, so in my YouTube, not my YouTube video, my Instagram like reel, like one of my first ones, just another interview basically. um it was basically like telling the same pretty much story, like that's just one thing that I truly wanted to do. um so I bought a camera. I've
yeah,
always loved art, so I got that camera. I think I got it around my birthday, May 27th, or around that time. I think that was 2019. Yeah, that's the
yeah.
year I graduated. So I got that first camera. Um, took it
You
to
loaded
to
that thing up.
school.
You
Oh
loaded that
my
thing up.
gosh.
You loaded that thing up.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, yo. I
How many
remember the
SIM cards you
first.
have in that damn thing?
Oh, you don't even understand. I had to buy so many new cameras. Like, I have mad cameras now. Like, I think I've run through at least 50 memory cards, like easily. That's
Yeah,
easy for me. But yeah, after I got that first camera, my Canon Rebel T5i, took photos at school. Took some of Sam, Blake, Pax,
yeah,
what is it called, Gage, who else, Julian. Like, I took photos of mad people at school. Like, it was
yeah.
just it was fun for me. It's never been something that I'm like, you know what, I really just want to make money. This is my way out. This is my hustle. It's always been like, nah, I literally just love picking up a camera and just, you
Take a pic.
know, having fun,
Yeah,
taking pictures. Like me personally, I feel like I'm really, I'm capturing time basically. Like, when I take that photo, you'll never, no one will ever get that moment back in history, like ever. It's literally a standstill, and that's
yeah,
truly what I love, because you can look back on it and be like, bro, like, I remember those days were amazing. Like, you feel the emotion out of that
yeah.
photo, and that's
No,
what that's the
I can
reason
see
why I
the
love it.
I can see the emotion on your face while you're talking about it, bro. I can tell you truly enjoy it. Like that's dope.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can
No.
talk about something they do that they love and they have a big smile on their face, such as what you're doing now.
No, I
But
appreciate you.
so in that field, obviously, it's very competitive. Everybody wants to pick up
Yeah.
a camera and take a picture of somebody, right?
Yeah.
And I've looked through your Instagram, obviously, before the podcast. What is your main
Hmm.
style? You think is it portraits, landscapes? Are you just an abstract person? You like taking pictures of whatever catches your brain? What is it?
You see, that's a hard thing for me. I'm really a conceptual artist in a way. Um, where it's like, I love to take pictures, but with those pictures, I love to paint a story.
Okay,
So, I don't know if you've seen on my Instagram, but with my magazines, for some magazines, this is kind of my process. I'll take a photo, and if it's film, I get it developed. When I get it back and I'm going to make a magazine, I never have a theme, because most photographers and like most like artists, they come into it with a theme. They come into it like thinking about the shoot, about how they're gonna take the photo, how they're gonna prepare X, Y, and Z. But for me, it's more like, all right, let's just take it how I see it, how my eyes love to see this, and what I can see while I'm editing. So when I
yeah,
get into editing, it's like, okay, let's put this photo down and let's just create something.
yeah,
It's never really something that I envision or I think of beforehand. It's always just in the moment. That's what I love about my work. It's so in the moment that, there's really and nothing that's planned.
yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, honestly, it's the same thing I'm kind of doing here with this podcast. Really,
Hmm.
um, I got bored with life, bro. Just going through the same motions every day, and I was like, bro, I'm going to work, going to the gym, coming home, going to bed. It's the same thing every day. With this, it brings a little bit of entertainment in my life. I get to talk to people such as yourself, and we have a lot of other people that are going to be on the podcast that are quite different. We got some tattoo artists coming on. We have some
Wow.
musicians, athletes coming on. So that's very exciting, but that's dope, bro. The fact you're able to find an inspiration and actually do something you enjoy is not many people get to do that.
Hmm.
So from here on, what do you see yourself doing? Like, what is the end goal of this?
Man, like I said, I'm going to soon. I'm gonna leave my job. My job is cool, but like I said, I really want to focus on my passion, the thing I truly love to do. Like
Yeah,
it's just like you in the sense where you just said you're going to work, you're going to the gym, you're coming home, you're eating, and then you're relaxing, then you go to sleep. To me it's the same exact thing for me. Like I'll get ready for work, wake up, get ready, go to work, and then sometimes my dilemma is, okay, do I go to the gym or do I work on photography? And most times I'm like, bro, let's go to the gym. Let's work on our body. Let's work on that. You know. But now it's like, no, I really need to focus on this one thing that I love. Like working at jobs for me, I've worked at Target, especially like moving from Augusta back to New York. First job was Target. I went to Target within like a month. I was like, I'm done. Like I'm tired of this. Like I can't do this. And then now where I'm working now, it's like the same thing. After like 3 months, I'm like, I'm tired of this.
yeah,
I can't continue to do this. My mind has always, even during high school, my mind was never, oh, let me go work for someone. I don't want to be a doctor or something like that. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to work for myself and really like grind. I really want to put in that work for myself to know that, okay, Jordan, you did something that, most people can't say that they have done.
yeah,
You're doing like, that's to me, that's special for me. No, I'm not knocking anyone's hustle or anything like that, because I respect doctors and lawyers and technicians and plumbers. Like, yo, I respect everyone, but for me, that's just it's not my steez. My steez is really, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to get to this. I want to be a photographer, an artist, like full time.
yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I respect everybody on their 9 to 5. I respect everybody who has a job. Maybe they're working for somebody or they're doing this, doing that. As long as they love what they're doing and doing what they have to do. And sometimes we don't get those options, especially growing up. High school seems like 20 years ago now at this point.
Yeah.
But going from high school where you thought life was hard, but it really wasn't compared to now. We get it. All we had to do was whether you went to high school or you had a little part-time job, or let's say like me, like and you for some time, we would
Mm-hmm.
be in school, go to football, baseball practice, and then go home, do homework. It's definitely changed. I
Yeah.
didn't realize how much, because everybody tells you growing up, after high school, after school, it's going to be so much harder, and you're just sitting there like, it's hard right now. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
having
Yeah.
fun. And then you start getting those responsibilities. The bills start coming through. Housing, car, gas,
Mm-hmm.
all this other stuff, and then you start to realize what people were actually saying.
Yeah.
But the problem I have nowadays is, so whenever you're growing up, people tell you chase your dream, don't give up on your dream, do your dream. But as soon
Mm-hmm.
as you get old, it's, oh no, you need to go make money, you need to go get a job, you just this, and this. So that's why people like yourself, people like Justin, people like Martel. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
look at
Yeah.
Martel's stuff.
Yeah. Martell is
Martel's been
tough.
going hard on a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
People like Jelani, who was doing rapping and whatnot. They didn't see that dream because it's, oh, you need to go get a job, you need to do this. Instead of,
Mm-hmm.
hey, when I was growing up, everybody was curious and everybody wanted to have a dream, astronaut, pilot, whatever it was. But now that we get older, it seems like all that disappears, which is gross,
Mm-hmm.
nasty to me. So that's why I'm like, coming out of high school, we weren't expecting this. We weren't taught
Yeah.
this. We don't know how to deal with some of this stuff. So how have you dealt with a lot of the doubting, a lot of the people? Because I'm sure you've had people, hey, that's a hobby, that's not a job. Like you need to find a job. I'm sure you had people say stuff like that to you. How have you dealt with that, and what has been your responses to that?
You know, just like you said, like I've dealt with that like a lot of times. Especially before coming to this job now. Like a couple of my family members were like, "Yo, like, you need to get a job, X, Y, and Z. You can't really sustain yourself if you're just doing photography." and
Yeah,
and in a sense, I understood it at the time because it was like, yo, before anything, get a little job to just like make some money, if you want to go buy a lens, if you want to buy an extra camera, you got money like that for right
Yeah.
now. But I've stayed I stayed comfortable in that, and that's one of the things about me that I don't want to ever succumb to. Basically, like, I don't want to ever be at a job and just become so comfortable that I zone out of my passions of what I want to do. Like, a couple of people at my job, some of my friends now, like they tell me, yo, like, I was working here in like 2017, and I had the same mindset as you. I'm gonna just work here for like a year, or work here for a couple months, and I'm gonna just leave. And they're still here after like 6 years, 8 years,
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't want to ever get that comfortable. So for me to not get that comfortable, I have to put myself in those uncomfortable situations. So for me right now, like I said, I'm gonna leave my job, and when I leave my job, that's gonna be very uncomfortable for me, because it's
Yeah.
like, you're not gonna be making money like that, as much as you are now, on a steady basis. You really have to grind, and that's really what I'm excited for. Of course, it's gonna be hard, but that's really gonna be my challenge. Like, Jordan, you're talking all this, talk, but are you really about it? Like, show me that, and that's my challenge for myself. I want to challenge myself to be like, no, let's be consistent. Let's every day, sit down on my computer. When I take photos, let's edit, let's make a video, start a YouTube channel or anything like that, and really like stay consistent, to challenge yourself, and really show yourself like you can do this. This is not
Yeah.
anything that's, impossible. Me personally, I'm a Christian, so I believe that no matter what, God got me. Like,
Oh, for sure.
like,
Yeah.
God got me, and I'm always believe in him. I'm always have faith in him. And, if he wants it for me, if he wants me to become wealthy, or to make X, Y, and Z amount of money, then, he's gonna instill it in me to go get that. It's not okay, just go reach for it, go pick it off a tree. It's right there for you. No, it's like, no, you got to plant that tree. You got to water it. You got to grow it. You got to watch over it. You got to make sure you're doing all these steps so that you can get what you want. You can get that fruit at the end of the day, at the end of the year, so it's really a grind time for me in a sense. And
No,
that's
I
just
get it.
my challenge. Yeah.
For sure. No, life is a lot harder than I think a lot of us expected it to be coming out
Mm,
of high school. Um, and I feel like I'm one of the few voices we have right now, especially in the podcast industry, who are
yeah.
able to tell older folks, who are able to tell middle aged people that, yes, this is the best time to be living in the world ever, right? But the stuff we deal with is something that they've never had to deal with before in their life. They
Yeah.
haven't. They didn't have technology. They didn't have the type of stuff that we have now. So the struggles are different.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on anybody's struggle, or if it's just different. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not more. It's not less. It's just different. And stuff for us right now, like you're living in New York right now.
Yes, sir.
Living in New York right now is probably hard, bro.
Yo, it's crazy. It's
Living in New York right now
crazy.
is hard. See, what I did is, so I was living in Augusta. I'm living in Athens now.
Hmm.
I started work over here at Mercedes-Benz of Athens, and luckily I had some really good mentors over here in Athens. Shout out to Michael and Herman. They're older guys, I think
Hmm.
40s, 50s, and so I'm able to get the knowledge that a lot of people don't. Like, a lot of people our age won't be able to get this type of knowledge because they don't have that type of reach around people. So, like, for me, this podcast is not only me learning about other people, learning about the struggles since high school, since I seen Jordan,
Hmm.
or me talking to Iman Reeves or D'Lo, or
Yeah.
my old coach, or tattoo artists, about how they came up and how this struggle was. So this, my main thing is just learn as much as possible, and also put word out. People like me, people like you, who are our age,
Hmm.
listen, there's struggle out there, but a lot of people our age don't want to work anymore. They don't
Yeah.
want to do nothing. They want to be lazy. They want to go party. They don't want to. They don't want to have a sustainable lifestyle. But there's people like me and you out there who still have dreams, who
Hmm.
still want to work, who still want to make names for ourselves and be better for the world we live around. So that's really, I mean, I've been trying to find like a concept for this for a while, and it started off just me having fun, me being bored with life and wanted to learn more. And as it's progressed, I feel like it's more than that now, because I'm able
Hmm.
to have other people's voices out there. Like right now, we're sitting at like 600 plays, about 20 plays per episode, which isn't great, but we're at like 25,000 views across all
Nah,
platforms.
that's amazing. What do
Yeah,
you,
so
yo?
we're doing.
I want to give you your congrats.
I
You're
appreciate that.
amazing.
Yeah, so I just want to be able to give people like yourself, people like Justin, people like Martel. I'm still
Hmm.
trying to get him on here too, and
Yeah.
Justin. Just ability to get their word out there and what they're doing, their platform. You're a photographer. Someone may hear this, give you a call soon, or hit you on Instagram like, "Hey, I need pictures for this, this, and this,"
Hmm.
stuff like that. So I'm really just trying to reach out to as many people as possible, learn as much as possible, and put people on a platform to be able to grow. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I've reached out to probably hundreds and hundreds of people, and that's people like us. That's people who are famous. Everybody,
Hmm.
everybody's getting a
Wow.
DM. Hey, come join the Jay Youngblood experience because I want to hear everybody talk. I want to hear everybody's perspective.
Yeah.
But going back to New York, how is it up there?
Hmm.
How is it up there?
Man, I feel like me personally, since I was born here,
Yeah,
but the thing was, I left in seventh grade. I left in seventh grade, seventh and eighth grade. Did that North Carolina, then high school. With you guys at Grovetown. Moving back to me, it was so surreal and it was amazing at the same time because I didn't really get to explore New York like I have now.
yeah, you
Especially
ain't.
that I'm an adult now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So whenever you were living there, how old were you? You said seventh grade.
Yeah, seventh grade. So,
You're probably like
I think I
12,
was like,
13 years old.
yeah, exactly. Like 12, 11, 12, like around
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
So you didn't really get to experience New York. How it? Where are you living at in New York?
I'm in Brooklyn right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really didn't get to explore New York like that because, like I said, I was 11, 12. But now that I'm 22, about to turn 23 in like a couple weeks. I've been able to go to different boroughs. I've been able to see so many sights, so many things. Like I remember so vividly one night. I posted the photos on my Instagram, but I went to the Brooklyn Bridge, and I feel like that was the moment that it really set in that I'm really in a city and a state that is like one of the greatest in the world.
Yeah.
Just looking at the infrastructure, just looking at different people, seeing different people from so many walks of life, like in Grovetown, of course it's the military, it's a big military town.
Big
We
military.
see a lot of people coming through, but to me it's still like a small confined space.
Yeah.
But in New York it's like you got Chinatown, you got Little Italy, you have Koreatown, like you have so many places. Like Little Caribbean is where I'm living. You have the places with the Spanish people, the Jews. You have every different facet of the world all in one place. It's truly amazing. It's truly amazing, and it's truly a blessing. That's one
Yeah.
thing. America, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here. Um, it truly is a blessing. We just got to know how to utilize, the place that we live in. We have to really look at America for what it is and really be amazed at it. Really, like, even though we go through a lot of craziness, a lot of bull crap, a lot of craziness, throughout our days. Especially for me in New York. To me, New York is literally a GTA server. It's literally a crazy GTA server, like for real. Like,
Yeah.
yo, it's insane. Going on in the trains, especially, like the trains, you see so many crap. You see so much.
Yeah.
But it's truly amazing, and it's truly a blessing to be living here.
Yeah. No, that perspective is quite interesting because
Mm,
a lot of people view America as different. So that perspective there is quite different to what we've been hearing in the past couple of years. So please
mm.
dive into that. Whenever you say America is somewhere where this is one of the best places on earth, please dive into that for me. Because no, this the reason I'm saying I'm not trying to get political or nothing like that,
No, no,
but
no. Yeah, no, we can, of
yeah,
course.
but over the past probably the past decade, it's
Mm,
been kind of the opposite.
yeah.
People have been saying the opposite about it. So, what makes your perspective so different from I would maybe not majority, but quite a few
Mm,
people out there who think that this is a place that is one of the worst places in the world?
I mean, I know I said it's one of the best places, and I still believe that. But me personally, I'm on the other side where it's like I do hate America. Like I'm not gonna say I hate America, but
Hmm.
government is terrible. I
Okay.
I, I, lo- I love listening to your conspiracy theories podcast
Yes.
because those same topics are what I dive into, like especially at younger ages. In literally middle school, I was talking to my teacher about 9/11 and stuff like that. It's a very sensitive topic and issue, but my beliefs are like it's on a different kind of level
Yes. And
when
I
it
didn't
comes
dive
to
into that. I didn't dive into that because there's so
yeah, I
many
know,
things
yeah,
to
I
get
know
into. But I
exactly,
get what you're saying. So
yeah, but
when it
it's still
comes
amazing,
to
yeah.
like the government side of things, I get what
Mm-hmm.
people are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it comes to our government, it's just to put it in perspective. The reason we went to a revolutionary war back in the
Mm-hmm.
1700s was because there was a 3 or 4% tax rate
Yeah.
on everybody. Right. Currently, America has
Mm-hmm.
about a 36% tax rate, and nobody blinks an eye, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Which is
Yeah.
crazy. They went to war over 3% tax rate on certain goods, and we're going to work right now happy as possible with a 36% tax rate. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's one thing. And I'm glad you brought this up. This is such a
Yeah,
good
man.
topic, something I can
Yeah.
expand on. So I appreciate you bringing it up.
Of
But there's been
course.
so many things that has been declassified, within 50 plus years that makes me, excuse me, makes me not
Mhm.
want to believe in our government whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's from 9/11 to JFK to MLK,
Yeah.
Malcolm X. There's a lot of things that are very fishy that have happened in the United States of America that have been allowed by the government to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, that perspective, I do appreciate that perspective because I appreciate where I live and where I come from and who I am.
Yeah.
And what I tell people who always complain about politics, who always complain about the government, who always complain about all these different things, is if you started with yourself, if you started
Mm-hmm.
from a very simple base point and just started with yourself and made yourself a better person, your
Mm-hmm.
perspective on life would completely change.
Yeah.
Completely change. The problem with everybody is they want to start from the top and then go to the bottom. But if everybody just looked within themselves and be like, hey, this is my problems and I need to fix these before I start projecting and start throwing rocks when I live in a glass house is the biggest issue. And I think, from a government standpoint, they have a lot of power, a lot of money. I'm not sure how exactly we can or can't fix certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think totally. I mean, I'm lost in that. A lot of people ask me, and I've had conversations of what the biggest thing would be to fix it. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the biggest thing would be having definitely term limits over in Congress because people have been in Congress who have been alive before our parents have been alive or still in.
Mm-hmm.
As well as just, I mean, the voting system's kind of weird to me. The fact that we're voting like it's a prom contest,
Yes.
king and queen, and we have two people and we got to listen to them talk bullshit for 2 hours on a interview,
Yeah.
and then once they get into office, they do the same thing the last president did, and to make up all these lies just to get in there, and we allow it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We
Literally.
people have the power, and it's just like we allow these things to happen. So how can we blame the higher ups for these things happening? You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Yeah. No. Exactly. And just like you're saying, um, the government really like especially with voting. Me personally, I will never vote because I don't believe in it. Like truly,
Yeah.
I understand that literally the presidents are just puppets.
Yeah.
They're just puppets. There's literally the elites. The elites are the ones who really control this world. Like there's families. I don't know if I could talk to you about deep in depth on this because I'm
There's
telling
deep
you,
ties. There's deep ties.
Jay, I'm telling you, I when I say I go deep into my into my theories,
Yeah.
I go deep. Especially you were talking about what was that project? What conspiracy theory project is? It's kind of it's pretty big. that you talked about? Because I got something that's
I talked a lot. So I talked about the MK Ultra project. I talked about
okay. Yes,
I
I think
talked
it was
about
MK
so at
Ultra.
one point they were releasing West Nile virus infested mosquitoes in the black communities to see how that
Mm-hmm.
worked, as well as different sickle cell. So there's been a lot of different things that the government has done
Mm-hmm.
as certain people being the guinea pig just to see what the effects were, and that's disgusting to me.
Yeah, man. No, especially with the the coronavirus and all that. Like me personally, I couldn't take that. My job, they were gonna be like, or really, it was at that time, especially in New York, where they were like, if you don't get the vaccine, like you're gonna have no job.
Yeah,
So it was definitely getting there, and I'm lucky that I worked for a Jewish company where I was able to basically list my religious reasons why I'm not getting it because
yeah,
I don't believe in that. Like you telling me we just got that in 2019, and by 2020, in a quick year, in a quick couple months, y'all already got a vaccine. Y'all ain't
it's
do no
weird.
preparation. Y'all
Weird.
ain't
And it's
like
weird how they were making people take it as well. They
yeah.
were risking people's jobs, people's money, and they were scaring people. They
Mm-hmm.
were literally fear mongering people to take the vaccine, offering them money, offering them benefits. It's just weird. It's
Yeah.
weird. And now it's coming out that people are getting very bad blood clots in their
Yeah.
lungs because, and they won't say it, but
Of course
these are
not.
most of these people are coming with the who had the vaccine, who had all these.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird to me. Yes, I listen. I had COVID
Mm-hmm.
October of 2021 or 2020, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
I lost 15 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I was sitting at 140. I was at 120. I was looking like a bobblehead. I didn't have it. It was rough.
Yeah.
But if you get the vitamin D, you go outside, you take your meds, and do what you need to do, you're fine. But it was weird to me how they did the entire COVID pandemic thing with how they pushed the vaccine so heavy. It's
Yeah.
almost like why, and then they put celebrities on like commercials saying to take it. They
Yeah.
put big people like Bill Gates out there, hey, say and take it. It's like, what is the motivation behind what y'all are doing? And why is someone
Mm-hmm.
who owns a tech company telling me to take the vaccine? Why is someone who acts in movies telling me to take the vaccine?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when like medical records were very, very private. Nobody talked about anything.
Yeah.
Then COVID came along and they're like, have you taken the COVID vaccine? Get away from me. Don't come near me. Are you wearing a mask?
Mm-hmm.
Don't come near me. And I remember they were saying, don't wear a mask. At the beginning, they said, don't wear a mask. You
Mm-hmm.
need to wear a mask. And then a couple months later, like, oh, you need to wear a mask. Absolutely. Everyone outside, inside. If you're in a car by yourself, you need to wear a mask.
Like how stupid is that? That's actually
So
stupid.
it was just a very odd time. It doesn't even seem like it was real. I remember people in the streets like dancing at cops. I remember people wearing hazmat suits. I remember like they took us all out of school. My senior year wasn't even able to be a senior year because of it.
Mm.
They just did so many different things that I thought was so weird,
Mm-hmm.
so odd.
Yeah, no, especially here, one thing that they were doing was they were giving you money to take the vaccine. Like they were giving you like incentives. And I was like, if you giving me incentives to take this vaccine, how why are you really doing that? How are you
Yeah,
pushing it that way for me to get I think it was like $200 and like some tickets to some roller coaster or some like
yeah,
amusement parks and all this to get a vaccine
yeah.
that
It was
we're
very odd.
supposedly needing. Like
Yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
and someone who's 22 or 2021 doesn't need a vaccine.
At
I mean,
all.
it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. You're 21 years old. You're a couple years off your prime. Why your immune system is the best it's ever going to be?
Yeah.
The biggest people that should have taken the vaccine were people with respiratory issues, older
Mm-hmm.
folks, and some. Not even younger babies needed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not even younger
Mm-hmm.
babies needed it, but older folks and people with diabetes, people with respiratory issues who use inhalers, stuff like that. It was a very odd time, man. It feels like a fever dream. It doesn't feel real. That those couple
Mm.
years, that 2 years from 2020 to 2022 was a very odd time.
Yeah.
And I still don't. I still like something I don't believe is real. I don't believe we were in a different we were in a different dimension at that time. It felt like it was very odd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very odd.
Nah. Me, you know, before that even happened, I was listening to a lot of people, just talk about something big is going to happen.
Yeah.
This is something that's going to change the world. It's going to change how people, thinks and how they perceive things. And, that's really what happened. It's crazy that before the pandemic, people were like mad close with each other when it came to, okay, if you're in a line with someone or in a party with someone, like you're like right there on someone, like you're,
Yeah.
you're, you're like skin tight. But like now it's like, why are you mad close to me? I understand that now a little bit, but there's
Yeah.
just a lot of things that really changed, especially in people's brains at the times. For me, COVID, that era was a little bit of it was a blessing for me in a sense where, I had just moved, back from Augusta, to here,
Yeah.
and I know you probably remember me, Fat Jordan. I was the fat man. Playing football with you and stuff like that. When I moved back here, every day during COVID, I wasn't listening to the rules and regulations. Oh, stay inside, don't go outside. I was like, nah, this time I'm gonna use it. At that time, when I would wake up in the morning, I would, just relax a little bit. Just meditate. Um, and really start working out. I would work out, do my little workout, and then I'd go outside, run around my park 4 times. And when I was in Augusta, my highest weight was 265. So that
Yeah.
was, yeah, I was 265. Moved back here during COVID. All that happened, was doing my workouts, etc., etc., and my best was 185. Like I
Yeah.
literally like I went all the way down. Like I
That's
became
awesome, bro.
skinny, bro. And I
Yeah. No,
was,
that's awesome, bro.
yo, it made me so happy. And truly, that right there was a moment that I feel like God was really doing something with me. He showed me that, yo, like you can trust me. Like I can do these things for you, because all my life I was fat and I never liked who I was. I always wanted to change who I was. And really just be, skinny and look good, X, Y, and Z. Because, back in high school, one of my names for myself was Ugly God, which was insane. Um, now looking back on that, just being, the ugly, ugly dude, that was just me in my head personally.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like that for real. It was just me and my mentality. But when I was working out and stuff like that, it really helped to just clear my head and really be like, Jordan, you're actually, you're attractive, you're good. Like you don't need to worry about anything at all.
Yeah.
You can really just trust God. Like God got you, no matter what. Like I said, God got me. So that moment, that Corona time, it really changed my life. And it's helped me to be a better man. But I know for some people, it really changed their life in a worse way. And I'm truly
Yeah.
sorry to hear that for people. I wish them the best, and I hope that, they're doing okay now. But,
Yeah.
for me, that was just my experience with COVID.
No, bro, listen, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Mm,
The fact that you had that type of journey during that time is awesome because a lot of people were down bad. The
yeah.
fact that you were able to take all these negatives and turn into a positive is a really big thing. And one thing I do promote a lot on here and talk about a lot on here is your mental health and make sure you taking care of your
Yeah,
health
bro.
before you take care of anybody else. And the fact that the thing is in high school, a lot of us played characters. Like
Yeah.
for me, I had a big ego in high school. And I've never talked about this, so we'll talk about it now.
Mm-hmm.
I had a big ego in high school, right? Because I was very insecure. So my ego was a way for me to project my ego, and that way all my insecurities, no one could see that, right?
Yeah.
All you see is this guy with a big ego. But once I got older, got out of school, started working, I was like, I don't need to play a character for nobody. And anybody who was
Mm-hmm.
down with me, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever it may be, we're, that's the ones I want to be around. And the people who don't
Mm-hmm.
like me for who I am and the fact, who I want to be, then that's the people because I was telling Cam Cam Farmer on the other podcast,
Yeah, I was listening. Yeah.
I don't need a big people around me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't need a big group of people around me. I got me. Like I said, I'm in an apartment in Athens with me and my dog, and we chill, bro, and he's chilling right here with me right now. We just do the podcast, talk to people. I'm very confident in the man I am today.
Yeah.
Nothing I wear, nothing I do, nothing I say is going to come from a place of insecurity because I know who I am now.
Yeah.
So hearing that journey from you, bro, hearing your weight loss journey, hearing how that was a blessing, how your mental health is, and the fact that you talk about meditation, and a lot of people don't talk about that enough.
Mm-hmm.
Having those moments, having that 10 to 30 minutes by yourself is something that's deep. And a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
because they want to be on their phones, because they need to be, they need their attention to be taken away from by something.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't realize those 10 to 30 minutes by yourself a day can really improve who you are as a person. That's really the truth of it. And I appreciate you
Yeah.
saying that all in here, bro, because it's a very vulnerable point for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I
No, of
mean?
course.
So that's dope that you can bring that up on here for sure. Because I'm sure anybody who's going to listen to this has gone through something, whether it's something like that
Mm-hmm.
or something different. Being able to hear someone talk about it is going to strengthen another person's mental health. So I appreciate you bringing that up on here for
Yeah,
sure.
of course. That's one thing. I really hope that I can do like in my life. Not only on this podcast or just like at any time, like day to day, hopefully, I would love to just help one person. Like that would be amazing. And now I don't only meditate. I'll meditate on the Word of God. So like
Yeah,
I'll get my Bible, and especially if I'm on my way to work, I'm reading my Bible, I'm reading a devotional. I have my devotional books where I just read about Jesus. That's Jesus. That's my guy.
yeah,
That's my big brother.
yeah,
So I truly love the stories that I get to read every day, and I get to learn so much. Like for me, the Bible is really my guide.
yeah,
In church, the pastor, he really I forgot what it's called, but it's basically when you're basically just giving your life to Christ. He says basically the Bible is your guide, and that's one thing that I'm really trying to walk in now. Like the Bible is really my guide for my everyday life. Like I don't want to ever, to me, when people think about Christianity, it's more like, oh, there's this arrogant person claiming to be a Christian that is just trying to get me to do this and want these type of things. They want me to change my ways and be like this, when it's really, me personally, is it's more of just a relationship. Just like, if when I get a wife or I have my friends, we have a relationship. It's not a religion type of thing or a religious type of thing that I subscribe to, because I don't just subscribe to no religion.
yeah,
For me, it's more of just a relationship with Jesus, with God, where I talk to you, not only once or twice a day, but throughout my day. I'll pray and I'll be like, Lord, like I'm excited and I'm so thankful for what you've done for me today. Just waking me up. Every day I go into work, and I do my hellos, my good mornings. They're asking me how I'm doing, and I'm like, I'm blessed because I'm alive. I
yeah,
remember one time, literally one time, this dude, he was asking me, yeah, literally how am I doing, and I was like, I'm having an amazing day just because I woke up this morning. He was like, wow, like I haven't had someone like really tell me that before. Like that's such a small thing, but for me, it's a big thing because every breath that I'm taking right now, God has given me that breath. Like like it's crazy because I was watching this YouTube video where basically they testify about what God has done for them,
yeah,
and this dude, he he had given his life to Christ, and I guess he wanted to take LSD or shrooms or something like that. And he did it. And he was like, oh, God, you're not going to take my life. Something like that. Like, God, you're going to help me to, become a super, human during this experience, X, Y, and Z. But he said that he heard God's voice tell him, oh, you don't think I can end you? And literally from him hearing that, his breath just stopped. He couldn't breathe no more. And every moment that he was about to basically like what was his last breath, he would visibly see a breath come towards him, and he would take that breath,
Wow.
and that would keep happening. He would lose his breath and like about to die basically, and he'd get that one breath, and he'd keep on getting that. When he was done with his trip, his whole perspective changed and was like, yo, like every breath we get is from God. And that's something that, I've never really thought about, until watching that. It was like, yo, like I get every breath from God. Not only do I get to wake up and be blessed to see another day, be blessed to eat some food, be blessed to have a roof over my head. Like you have a dog, like that's amazing. Like your dog
Yeah.
is looking at you like, yo, this is my human.
Yeah.
This is literally my human. He's
Nah, he
taking
gets a little
care of
frustrated.
me.
He goes to sleep. He gets tired of the podcast sometimes. He just be chilling though.
No, I bet. Like
Yeah.
literally he gets everything from you and he relies on you in such a way that we do the same thing with God. It's like, God, I truly rely on you. But sometimes, we start to get arrogant and we're like, oh, I can do this on my own. I can do this by myself. And when we try to do that, things don't come out too good.
Yeah.
But I'm just truly thankful to God. Like he's my everything. Like literally, that's everything to me.
Yeah.
So back to my point, like it's just a relationship. I want people to just understand that it's a relationship. It's not a religion where I gotta pray this many times a day, or go to this place. Like no, like Jesus came and basically died on the cross so that we're able to that we're basically able to just worship him anywhere that we are in the world. We can do it in spirit. That's why
Yeah.
we have the Holy Spirit, because he's here for us.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with the woman at the well, because that's basically in is it Samaria? I think it is in Samaria, where you know the Jews and Samaritans, they basically had a different way of kind of worshiping, because they were basically tricked. Long story short, they were basically tricked um into not going to Israel or Jerusalem to basically worship Jesus and really get to meet him. And so it was a big falling out. But Jesus went to Samaria, and it was crazy because the disciples, everyone knows about Samaria, and they're like, yo, like, why are we going to this place? We shouldn't be going to this place. Like, those people, they don't, we just don't click with each other. But Jesus himself, that's one thing that, he always did was go to those places where no one else would go. He was always with those people that were the lowly people, the people on the streets, the homeless people. That's who he was around. He wasn't around, these big name church folks and stuff like that. He was with the lowly people. And that was one thing that the woman at the well, he just explained to her at the end of their conversation, that no, there's gonna be a time that you're not gonna just go to your mosque or your church or anything to praise. You can praise in spirit.
Yeah.
So he really just, he was the person who basically like brought that and introduced that into the world. So I'm just truly thankful to God,
Yeah,
no
man.
matter what.
Like you spoke about, it's a blessing to wake up, and a lot of people say, a lot of philosophers say, you know, sleep is a cousin of death for a reason,
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
we always get to wake up that next day, and there are a lot of people every day that don't wake up the next day.
Yeah.
So we really are blessed to be here, man. And like we said before, we could have been born anywhere else in the world. We could have been
Yeah.
anybody else in the world. And the fact that we live in one of the greatest countries, greatest time of all time, it's truly a blessing, man. It really is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think a lot of people take that for granted. Um, I think going back to the thing, I think people get comfortable, bro. I
Yeah.
think people get really comfortable. And when you get comfortable, you look for things to complain about. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do today. I mean, we get
Hmm.
comfortable in our ways every day. We get comfortable, day to day. And we just get, complacent. And that's when we start finding the little things wrong. You know what I mean? We do live in a great time, whether people or the news tell us or not. It is a great time to be alive. What a time to be alive it is.
Hmm.
I got to grow up with 11 siblings, two parents, which barely happens. I had a 50-50
Yeah,
chance of
man.
that happening. Um, so yeah, it is a truly blessed time to be alive. We get to wake up every day. We get to do stuff like this. If
Yeah.
I would have showed this to people in the 1700s, they'd be like, "What the hell is this? What are
You're
we?
a
What is?"
you're a witch. You're a
Yeah,
witch.
exactly. They would have burnt me alive, brother.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Real quick.
What type of sorcery? So, man, honestly, people get down, and I understand that. But if you look at all the positives, if you took all your problems, put them in a pot, and looked at everybody else's, I guarantee you, you would take yours back. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
you would take
Mm.
yours back. And one thing I do want to say, when I talked to you previously, when we first, like when we last talked, Jordan, it's
Mm.
a completely different person than who I am talking to you today, for
I
sure.
appreciate that. That's good. That's good.
Completely different person, bro.
That's
Completely
good.
different. Last time I talked to you, you were the same Jordan. Like, I mean, you didn't have this positivity radiating from you, bro. You didn't. You
That's
know what I mean? The
amazing.
positivity is radiating from you as you speak, and every syllable, every word you speak, there's positive vibes radiating from you. So I'm glad you're able to find that inner peace
Mm.
and find whatever keeps you going. I don't know what
Mm.
exactly keeps you going.
Man, Jesus. That's
Yeah,
literally that's it, really. Like I just told you, when I read my Bible, it's one thing I've always loved was stories. Like I've always hated reading. Like reading
yeah,
to me was like it was the craziest thing. Like why am I gonna read this thing? Like I don't know. It just wasn't my thing at all. But with the Bible, it's like there's so many different stories that I can go to. I can go Daniel in the lion's den. I can go to Noah's Ark. I can go to like there's just so much. Jesus that walking on water, turning water into wine. Like there's just so much. There's just so much that I can truly like read in the Bible that gives me so much enjoyment.
yeah,
To just see who my Creator is and just understand who he is as a being, that he's not a person. He's not a human like us, where we sin every day, and that's is regular for us. It's like, okay, I sin. Sometimes we don't even see it as sin, but for God, it's like he's beyond sin, he's beyond time, he's beyond everything. Like we're literally just a little like speck in his hand.
yeah,
So that really it drives me and it motivates me to really figure out who he is. And I'm not trying to say I'm perfect, because I hope no one listening thinks like, oh, he's just trying to be perfect, and he sounds like he's perfect. No, I'm not perfect. Like I sin, trust me, I sin every day. That's one thing about Christians, is like true Christians, because Christians get a bad rap. There's truly like awful Christians, but a true Christian, like we're gonna understand that we sin every day. We're not perfect at all. We'll never be perfect. We're regular people. We're regular people that have just found, you know, who God is, and we want to basically be better, and we found the person that can make us better, who can
yeah.
make us whole, and that's truly it. I'm truly thankful, for everything that he's done for me. That's it. That's my everything. Like he's literally my everything, man.
I'm glad to hear that, brother. I really am. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. I'm glad to hear that you found a passion you really truly enjoy. I'm glad you found a pathway and a journey that works for you. I'm glad you are in this mind state right now where I can feel the peace coming from you. I can enjoy that, especially being in somewhere like New York. I bet it's
Mm,
probably pretty hard.
yeah,
Um, I can only imagine how it is. It's hard enough here in Athens. It's hard
yeah,
enough in
man.
Grove. So I can respect where you're coming from, brother. I really do appreciate you giving all these different thoughts and whatnot. Um,
Hmm.
what what is the next 5 years look like for Jordan?
Ooh, next 5 years.
Or next year? 5 years is a long time.
Five
six
years a
months is a long
long.
time.
6 months is a yo for real. What's next for me is truly I'm gonna try and start a YouTube channel,
Yeah,
because I just want people to understand my process when it comes to my photography and things like that. I want them to see how much time and effort that I truly put into it. Because, most times people are going to look at it and just like glance over it and be like, oh, okay, it's cool, whatever. But I really spend like weeks, sometimes like a month plus working on one project. And I want people to really see that I put my everything into my projects. This is not just I can just create this in like 30 minutes, an hour, and, that's it. So I'm going to try to basically make a YouTube channel. Just create more. One day, hopefully I do want to be in a gallery. That's really a goal of mine that I want to truly happen. Um, yeah, YouTube channel, gallery. I really want to just have all my friends in one place and really just take photos of everyone, take
Yeah,
videos, and just have fun. Just like the old days, like going to the football games, the pep rallies, like just
having
having fun with everyone. Yeah, that's really it. I want everyone to truly know that they're loved. They're loved and they're cared for. No matter if we don't see each other or talk to each other in years. No matter what, brother, I still love you. To my sister out there, I love you. Like no matter, I love everybody. So
yeah,
I
for
want
sure,
everyone to just to know that and always feel that. You know.
for sure.
So.
So I've been reading a lot recently. I love to read,
Hmm.
really do. Um, for some reason, I've been going to the Roman Empire for some reason. I don't know why. I
Mm-hmm.
Roman and Greek Empire for some reason I've been reading about, and someone that really stuck with me, who I am able to connect to, is Julius
Hmm.
Caesar, one of the emperors, one of the greatest emperors of the Roman Empire at the time.
Yeah.
Um, and the reason that stuck with me so much, because he got so big, the Roman Empire got so big, and especially with him,
Hmm.
he became one of the best emperors as well as the best statesman ever to ever exist, was his motivation to be great.
Hmm.
Reading about that, his motivation to be great, his motivation to stay great, and the biggest thing for me is at the end, before he died,
Hmm.
all the people that stabbed him at the end were all his colleagues. So my biggest thing
Wow.
right here is, this is the reason why I stay so small in my circle, because
Hmm. Yeah.
jealousy is a wildfire. Soon, so maybe that's what brought it to me. Maybe I needed to read that. But reading Julius Caesar, just about his story, about how he grew up and everything like that, him being the emperor, the statesman he was. He also got with Cleopatra. Cleopatra was the
Yeah.
best woman ever live. Um, but that really resonated with me. Just reading that, and how the people that killed him were the closest people around him. One of his best friends, Popeye, a lot of other people who were close to him too,
Hmm.
actually stabbed him to end his reign. And so that, for some reason, that stuck with me ever since I read it. And so I just want to pass that on to you. Is like, you don't need a lot of people around you for you to
Yeah.
do. You don't need a lot of people around you. You don't need a lot of people, to support you. As long as you have your support, people who are there with you, who are going to support you, who are going to be there, whether it's cold outside or it's hot outside, or if it's good times or it's bad times, or if it's raining, snowing, it doesn't matter. Some people's going to be around you. You don't need big people around you. And that's the biggest thing I can tell
Hmm.
everybody, especially you, bro. You're on the come up. Everybody, I mean, you're on the come up. You're trying to do your thing. You're trying to be an
Yeah,
entrepreneur. You're
man.
trying to be that next big thing. You're trying to be the next Jordan. Is what I'm saying.
Hmm. Literally.
I don't want to be anybody else. I don't want to be the next, you know, Joe Rogan. I don't want to be the next
Yeah.
what's the big podcast, Shay Shay, or anybody like that. I want to be the next. I want to be Jacob Youngblood. I want to be DJ
Yeah.
Youngblood. That's who I want to be. And all I can tell you, bro, is stay original, stay to yourself, keep up that positivity, bro. I'm telling you right now, this would be not be our last podcast. I promise you that, because I definitely
I
want to hear
appreciate that.
from you for sure.
Yeah,
But I
man.
appreciate you coming on. What I get all my guests to do at the end of the podcast is just put some positive vibes out there to people, whether they listening on the way to work, let's say listening at work, at lunch, having a bad day, having a good day, young, old. What are some positive vibes you can put out there with the people?
Man, some positive vibes for the peeps.
What's some advice you can give out there, man?
Some advice. Really, just it's just as you were saying. Just stay true to you. Um, Like I said, I'm always bringing it back to God. Remember that God loves you. You know, Jesus loves you. You know, no matter what, just read a little bit and you'll see how much He loves you. You know, and from that, hopefully, you'll get some inspiration. You'll get to see that you can do anything that you want to do in life. You know, God God is here to help you. He's never gonna be here to hurt you. Um, just remember that He loves you. Truly, He loves you. But Jay, I'm thankful to you. I just want to say thank you for having me on the podcast. I appreciate it so much. You've had so much great success. Um, even though you were saying, it's a little bit of viewers and things like that, dude, you're doing an amazing job right now.
I appreciate
Like
that, brother.
from your first podcast to now, like I'm telling you, I've been binging your podcast and you've just been doing amazing things. The people that you've brought on, like you're doing amazing things. Please keep going. Just remember that you're amazing. At
I appreciate
anything and everything that you do, you're you. You're already you. You're him.
I appreciate that, brother. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate all your perspective today. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
all the vibes you brought here. We've had some podcasts where we talk, not only I talk, but other people talk, and it got to a point where it was a little, it wasn't always positive vibes. But I'm always glad
Hmm.
to have someone on here who is, has that positivity to bring to the table. I appreciate you coming on. Please put your tag on here. Tell everybody your Instagram. Are you on anything else?
Not yet, not yet.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
my at is your friend Jordan. The letter U and the letter R, not your, but like
Yeah.
you are friend Jordan.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm that on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Jordan Bolah, Bolah. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, bro. I really do. I
Yes,
love you, brother.
sir.
Hope everything
Love
goes
you
well.
too, bro.
I'm wishing you the absolute best. Stay positive. Stay you. We'll have you on again for sure.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Love you too,
Absolutely.
brother.
Have a good one,
Yes.
brother.
Yes, sir. You be safe.
You too now.
Yes, sir.